they still taste like potatoes.
Gotcha.
And the ketchup isn't like store-bought Heinz. It actually still tastes like tomatoes.
That's funny. Yeah. Um, I was reading a an article online about someone who was asking all these chefs, like top chefs, what their last meal would be, and and a bunch of them had picked like fancy things like
Mm-hmm.
foie gras and all this, like things that you'd have to be, a high-ranking chef to even know about or have had before. But a
Right.
bunch of them had things like greasy food
Or
and
like grilled cheese
grilled
sandwiches.
cheese, hamburgers and things that their mom made, like my mom's mac and cheese,
Yeah,
things like that. It
I
was
would.
just it was a really cool article. I'll try and dig it up.
Well, like if I was about to go, I'd want to feel comforted, and I think I would
No,
pick.
totally.
I
It's
would
the comfort food is that's what it's for.
I would pick those foods like the grilled cheese, which that's like second on the list is mom's grilled cheese with
Mom's
like
grilled cheese. That's funny.
cut
Do you
cut.
think your mom makes better grilled cheese than other moms?
I've never had any other mom's grilled cheese, so I don't know. I've been a pretty non-promiscuous grilled cheese eater. Like
Okay.
cut
A
diagonally and with like a
dutiful
pickle on
son.
the side.
Pickle on the side. I've never even heard of that.
Oh, it's so good. It
Okay.
adds a bit of contrast to it, and
Ah.
when I have like just grilled cheese from like the cafeteria or something,
You crave a pickle.
I crave a pickle.
That's really funny. That's really interesting. Have like weird little variants. Okay. So your favorite names.
Um, Boy names are Eli and Julian, and I really like Matthew. Um,
I'm okay with it.
yeah, my middle name is okay with it too.
Burke.
um, and girl names Sarah.
Uh, with an H.
I don't care how it's spelled. I just like the sound of it. Um,
Okay.
that's why I like names, I guess. Um,
Spelling is not important to you for names at all.
Except when I get pissed off at the variation in Caitlin. Caitlin is never a name I would pick for my child because there's just so many ways to spell it. And just
What is
it's
your optimal spelling?
uh, of Caitlin,
Mm-hmm.
Kaitlyn.
Oh, so okay. My roommate's is that spelling.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Um, Sarah and Jessica
Oh yeah, I
and
forgot about Jessica. You told me that a long time ago.
probably Laura as well.
Okay.
They all end with ah sounds.
I don't think I like any of those names. I don't like any of those names for girls at all. It's funny. It's super individual and like
Mm.
you can't it's really hard to trace back. Like with certain things, favorite food and all that sort of stuff, you can kind of figure out where those tastes are derived from. Like if your mom makes grilled cheese with pickle
Mm.
or something like that. But with names, it's really weird.
I think
People are really opinionated, and like
yeah.
I'm not really sure where it comes from.
I also like Tori as a name. It's gender
Oh
neutral
God, I
too.
hate what?
Well, like there's
I
boy
don't.
Tories and there's girl Tories.
I don't like either. I don't like that name. Sorry, sorry for all the Tories, Sarahs, Lauras, and what's the other one?
Eli's
Jessica's
Jessica.
listening. Eli's not that bad, but would like Eli just on its own or short for Elijah
Um,
or Elijah?
Both I think. I like both
Okay,
names.
okay,
I would name a kid just Eli.
okay. Um, what I hate the most. It's a sort of charged question.
Yeah. What do I hate the most? I hate when people are malicious um, and or cruel for no discernible reason and have been told that they have seriously damaged someone but feel no remorse for it.
So sorry, what's the how does the no reason, like get into this?
Just like some senseless act that had no.
So is it so why is it more
It's just
is it like more understandable to be cruel for a reason? Like or is that like
it's
morally
easier
more
for me to
justifiable?
it's easier for me to understand what they do, and I
Uh-huh.
have less of a tendency to hate that which I understand.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
guess that makes sense.
but I also hate people who are evil for a reason as well. Uh,
Yeah, it's just funny that those two are on a
I
spectrum,
think
I guess.
the big part of it is not regretting what you did, and that just fills me with such rage and anger.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, like having no remorse. Okay. Yeah, that's even if they know what they've done.
yeah, even if they're like completely in possession of all their faculties and have had it laid out for them why it's wrong, and they
Mhm.
continue to be proud of what they did.
So there are two questions. I don't know if you want to skip them. There's the military event I admire the most and the reform I admire the most. I think they're skippable if it's already 25 past 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm well. Like time's not an issue. I'm enjoying this.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
if you have an interesting answer to say about either of those. Or we can kind of keep them in your head and move through the last
I
questions
kind of
and
like.
come back to them.
Um, I don't know that much about military history, so we'll skip that because I'm just
Hmm.
not educated. But the reform I like the most are the ones I'm seeing now with um, equal rights of sexualities. Um, and maybe just because I'm living in it, but also the continued push and sort of more enlightened push for equal rights of women.
Hmm.
Um, Especially around the stickier issues of like that fucking police chief in Toronto who said that like girls who dress a certain way are asking to get raped
Hmm.
is a women's rights issue, and I'm so glad that people really got up in arms about that.
Hmm.
um, I think yeah, I have friends who have been mistreated because of who or what they are, and I like that I'm seeing a reform in that because I like that I like the idea that someday they can live in a world that doesn't tell them that they're bad just because they were born a certain way.
Do you think we'll see something like that by the end of our lifetime?
I sure hope so. I think there's a lot of bigoted people still in our generation,
Yeah.
um, and although our generation seems to seems to enjoy being bigoted, those that are bigoted enjoy it just
Those who
because
like it a lot.
they do it because they feel cool or empowered when they do it. And I think the racism or the bigotry of the past was more based on a power dynamic, where now we have
Hmm.
laws in place that sort of protect people at least from a certain level of cruelty. And
Hmm.
so it's a cultural thing. So we might see it, but we might still get parents who are raising their kids to call gay people fags or just
Hmm.
idiots like that.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It's hard to condemn people that are raised
A
like
certain way.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
It's I find it really difficult.
It's the same thing with like climate change as well, where just some people have been brought up to, or with like the whole increasing body of knowledge about evolution, although that's a really contentious one. Like, sorry for my friends that hate the idea of macroevolution.
Hmm.
Um,
Shout out.
and I know there are some of you. Um,
Hi haters.
well, you know, it hasn't been shown, so they can. I I believe that it happens, and they believe that it can't possibly happen,
Hmm.
and that's a difference of opinion that won't ever be resolved. I don't think. So I'm not gonna lord my opinion over them. Um,